In northeast Poland, on the trail of the Great Masurian Lakes, in the heart of Masuria, there is one of the most popular tourist and sailing resorts in the land of thousand lakes, Mikolajki. By some, the town is called the Pearl of Masuria, and by others, because of the location on both banks of the narrows connecting the Masurian Lakes and Lake Taute, the Masurian Venice. Administratively, the commune of Mikolajki belongs to the Warmia-Masuria province, and it is inhabited by almost 8,500 people, including 4,000 in the city of Mikolajki, which is the seat of the communal authorities. Long time ago, in the old Prussian times, this area was occupied by a settlement whose inhabitants earned their living by fishing, weaving, and forest clearing. Mikolajki was first mentioned in 1444, and it was granted a charter in 1726 by Frederick William. Allegedly, the name of the town originates from the name of Saint Nicholas who, according to the legend, is the patron of sailors. Because of the extraordinarily picturesque landscape, unpolluted environment, and the water trail through the Great Masurian Lakes, Mikolajki is often and with pleasure used by tourists and sailors as a place of holiday meetings, a base for voyages at numerous lakes, or biking and hiking journeys. The diversified lie of the land, clean air, numerous lakes integrated into complexes of the Piche forest, the richness of various, often rare species of fauna and flora guarantee a complete comfort of holidays. During the season, Mikolajki is vibrant with life. Thousands of tourists stay here in hotels, leisure centers, boarding houses, inns, on campsites, and hundreds of sailors and motorboaters moor their yachts at the wharf of Mikolajki. The commune has perfect conditions for any water sports, horse riding, biking, hiking, angling, and in winter for ice boating, cross-country skiing, and ice fishing. You can try to catch here the fish of your life, and in the backwoods to look for mushrooms, bilberries, and raspberries. For those who do not have their own water or sport gear, there is a rich network of rental shops with sport gear and recreational equipment. You can also try out the services of Żegluga Mazurska and private ship owners, rent a motorboat, a sailing boat or a kayak, and go on a journey to Giżycko, Ryn, Węgorzewo or Ruciane Nida. Biking enthusiasts should not feel disappointed in Mikolajki, since bikes are commonly available, often being a part of the standard gear provided by accommodation facilities. The majority of the bike routes lead through winding paths along lakes, meadows, and forests to beautiful observation spots, rural beaches, monuments of Masurian architecture, nature reserves, and many charming nooks. The route around the Masurian Sea, Lake Śniardwy, is becoming more and more popular with biking tourists. There is also plenty of enthusiasts for forest excursions along the trails leading through the Piche forest, during which you can cross Lake Bełdany by ferry, visit the Nature Museum in Popielno, and the reserve of the Mute Swan at Lake Łuknajno, entered into the World List of UNESCO. These are just examples of the attractions which await cyclists and hiking enthusiasts, to whom the accommodation facilities offer also the possibility to rent poles for Nordic walking, gaining recently more and more amateurs. Yet another form of leisure is farm tourism. On the territory of Mikolajki commune, there are more and more farmers offering services of farm tourism, within which, apart from accommodation and food, hosts provide tourists with the possibility to observe and participate in the everyday life of a farm. Water sports enthusiasts very much enjoy the competitions organized throughout the entire summer period. The regatta for the Cup of Mikolajki Mayor, the regatta for the Cup of Polish Yachting Association Chairman, the sailing championships of Polish journalists, and many other events attract to the quay of Mikolajki numerous water sports lovers. For several years now, Mikolajki has not been only the capital of sailors, but also the town of rally drivers and car sports enthusiasts. In September, Mikolajki hosts the biggest and the most prestigious car event in Poland, Rally Poland, which constitutes the qualifiers to the Continental Championships. The best Polish and European drivers compete on the Masurian chippings around Mikolajki for 3 days. When racing emotions subside and brilliant drivers are away, everyone can check their own skills on the Super OS, since the racetrack is open all year round. The complex also organizes many running events, and it is becoming more and more popular with the Nordic walking amateurs. Mikolajki also hosts numerous sports competitions, starting with the most popular sports like football and nationwide football championships, Wakacje na Wesoło, annually organized at the stadium in Zelwongi, to end with beach volleyball competitions cyclically held on the municipal beach in Mikolajki. This small town is vibrant with life for the entire summer. Tourists enjoy their time not only in cafes, bars, discos or taverns. To make their stay more attractive, Mikolajki prepares many entertaining events featuring famous stage performers. Days of Mikolajki are particularly popular. It is a 3-day holiday of the town, which takes place at the end of June and the beginning of July, being the formal opening of the tourist season. Days of Mikolajki start with performances of guest folk groups, often coming from remote regions of Poland, which are accompanied by the event dedicated to the biggest asset of Masuria, fish. Within the Masurian fish festival, Rybkę na Zdrowie, there are numerous tastings and a traditional culinary competition. Owners of restaurants, agritourism farms and boarding houses prepare and present their best fish dishes, describing their healthy and nutritional properties and taste. Food is assessed by a professional jury and audience. The competition is hosted by well-known chefs who teach the audience about the secrets of Polish fish cuisine and tell about the culture of fish eating in other countries. Apart from the culinary competition, there is an interesting culinary demonstration called Kuchnia Świata z polskich ryb, whose aim it is to present fish dishes typical of 3 regions of the world: Scandinavia, Mediterranean Sea, and the Far East. There are 3 stands where masters of culinary art prepare fish dishes typical of the given region of the world. After presenting the fish dishes prepared according to the original recipes, chefs prepare the same dishes again, but using the fish from the Masurian lakes. The show ends with food tasting. The culmination point of Days of Mikolajki is Wodowanie Króla Sielaw, originating from the tradition of the 30s of the last century and connected with the 16th century legend. The legend tells the story of a huge fish with a gold crown, which at the request of the Prussian gods punished greedy settlers for excessive fish catching. It prevented fishing by damaging nets and overturning boats. Fishermen appeased gods by numerous offerings, and in return they were given 1 link of an iron net. Thanks to that, it was possible to build a trap for King of Vendes, and soon after it was captured, and people could go back to the lakes. In return for its life, the crowned fish promised fishermen abundant catches. Nets were full of fish, and people kept an eye on this dangerous creature. King of Vendes was chained to a bridge span. Since then, fishing trips have been safe and abundant, and fishermen, mindful of earlier fouls, have been taking good care of the lake resources. Contemporary residents of Mikolajki pay tribute to King of Vendes by enacting the scene of chaining the king to the bridge span. Preceded by the parade of ships and yachts, the show attracts to the wharfs thousands of inhabitants and tourists. The culmination point of the ceremony is the fireworks display, after which everyone is invited to the market square, where until late hours we can enjoy ourselves in the company of performing stars. When winter comes, lakes cover with ice, which does not mean that the leisure days are over. On the contrary, a new winter chapter opens, providing us with new possibilities of spending free time. Good wind conditions make water basins of Mikolajki excellent areas for ice sailors, ice boaters. The winter version of windsurfing is also developing. For the amateurs of less extreme activities, ice skating is a good choice. Winter sports can also be practiced on the ice rink in Hotel Gołębiewski, open all year round. At that time, the surface of the lakes is also occupied by fishermen, for whom winter opens new possibilities for this hobby. Fishermen from local fishing cooperatives organize ice fishing for smelts. First, by means of a whole system of blowholes, they laboriously spread the net under the ice, and afterwards they take it out using a huge winch. The image of small fish beautifully shimmering in the sun, connected with the typical smell of smelts reminding of fresh cucumbers, extremely stimulate the appetite for this Masurian delicacy. When a thick layer of ice is covering the lakes, remarkably spectacular and exciting car races are organized on Lake Śniadwy. The enthusiast for more or less controlled slides can check their skills in the qualifiers of amateurs and professionals. When covered with white snow, bike routes convert into picturesque skiing trails. The moraine and post-glacial landscape is rich with hills, thanks to which ski trails are not monotonously flat or too difficult, even for beginning skiers. The slightly dormant winter forests give us the opportunity to watch big animals which do not hibernate. When leaves fall down, forests thin out, and the winter life focuses mainly around the hay racks brought by foresters. It is also a good moment for photography enthusiasts. Winter attractions are supplemented with numerous sleigh rides, whose popularity is still on the increase. And nothing surprising about that. Historic sleighs, legs covered with thick blankets, steam above the horsebacks, dormant snowy forest around you, bells ringing in the rhythm of the sound of horse hoofs, and complete peace. All of that create a romantic atmosphere, which is gaining more and more popularity among visiting tourists. After an eventful day, cold guests can warm up in swimming pools located in numerous hotels within the territory of our commune. The offer of wellness and spa facilities is also very wide. As you can see, Mikolajki is a good idea not only in summer. It is a great place for leisure at any time of year, both for those very active as well as less active tourists. Everyone will find something that suits them. Just come and check for yourself.